Welcome to the deep dive. So we've looked through your notes on self-sabotage, especially where you mentioned struggling with procrastination cycles and that anxiety before big deadlines.
Mm.
And you also seemed really interested in Brianna Wiest's book, The Mountain Is You.
Mhm.
What if, like Wiest suggests, these challenges aren't just obstacles in your way, but actually they are your way forward, your path to growth?
That's exactly it. It's a really powerful idea we're digging into today, sort of framed by the questions you posed.
Yeah.
Our mission here really is to unpack that metaphor. The mountain is you. We want to pull out the key insights to help you understand and then, confront and transform those inner patterns holding you back.
Holding you back from being your highest self, as she puts it.
Exactly, your highest self.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about climbing some literal mountain here.
No, not at all.
It's about that deep inner work, right?
Mm.
Tackling the habits, the beliefs, the emotional stuff inside that stops us reaching our potential.
It's realizing the way forward isn't around the mountain, it's actually through it.
Okay, so where do we start? Understanding self-sabotage seems key.
Definitely. And Weiss kicks off with something pretty radical. Self-sabotage isn't laziness, it's not weakness, it's actually misguided protection.
Misguided
Yes,
protection,
I
that's
are.
interesting. It reframes it completely. So if our own system is trying to keep us safe, but using like old faulty data, how does we suggest we even start identifying that, especially if it's unconscious?
Well, that's the revelation, isn't it? Your biggest hurdles, like that anxiety you mentioned feeling, they aren't signs you're failing. They're actually these deep-seated, but misguided attempts at self-preservation.
So we're not trying to mess things up on purpose.
Not consciously, no. It's an unconscious drive to avoid what feels like potential pain or uncertainty, maybe even shame. And a lot of this wiring, it happens early on childhood, maybe trauma, unmet needs.
Right.
Weiss has this quote that just nails it. Self-sabotage is when you have two conflicting desires, one conscious and one unconscious, and the unconscious one wins.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just a definition. It's like highlighting this internal tug of war, where the hidden stuff usually wins out.
Pretty much, your hidden fears often call the shots.
Can you give some, like, concrete examples of how that looks?
Sure. Think about wanting a promotion, right? You consciously want it, but maybe unconsciously you're terrified of the spotlight or failing under pressure, so you just don't quite do what's needed. You avoid the steps.
Or you put it off. Yeah, I see that.
Or maybe staying in relationships that aren't good for you because the chaos feels, well, familiar, less scary than being alone, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Or, like you mentioned, putting off starting new things because the idea of failure feels like too big a threat to your self-worth, so you just stay stuck.
So the big takeaway here isn't I'm broken. It's more like,
It's more like my protection system is running on outdated software.
right. And the job is to upgrade the system, not blame yourself for having it.
Exactly. And that upgrade process starts by facing what West calls the inner mountain. And that means, well, it means deep self-honesty.
Which sounds hard.
It can be. You have to ask yourself the tough questions. What am I really scared of here? What beliefs about myself or the world am I holding on to? Maybe ones that aren't even true anymore.
Ah.
And maybe the biggest one, what do I believe deep down that I don't actually deserve?
Oof. Yeah, that's looking at a pretty challenging mirror, especially with those deep beliefs. Wyeth says healing doesn't start by waiting for some lightning bolt of clarity,
No, not waiting.
but by actively choosing direction, making a conscious shift. But how do you even hear those truths if your emotions are all tangled up or just overwhelming?
Right. And that's where emotional intelligence becomes like your superpower.
Okay.
The guiding principle she gives is huge. You cannot be truly at peace until you are living in alignment with your inner truth.
Living in alignment.
Yeah, and facing that mountain takes radical self-awareness, real emotional intelligence, and this is tough. Forgiveness, especially forgiving yourself, and being willing to let go of an old identity, one that just doesn't fit anymore.
So emotional intelligence isn't just about like controlling your feelings or stopping yourself from getting upset.
No, not at all. It's fundamentally about listening to them. Really listening.
Okay.
Seeing every feeling, even the uncomfortable ones, like that frustration you talked about, not as a problem to be squashed, but as a messenger.
A messenger.
Yeah.
Telling you something.
Exactly. Carrying a vital information about what's going on inside, what needs attention, what needs healing. It's like a notification from your deeper self.
And just ignoring them.
Just makes things worse,
Right.
prolongs the suffering. They don't just vanish. Wyeth says emotional maturity is being able to Sit with discomfort, reflect, and act consciously.
Okay, so instead of stuffing it down or distracting ourselves, which, you mentioned is a common way to cope,
A very common way.
we need to actually engage with the feelings. She talks about 5 stages, right? Awareness, acceptance,
Expression, release, and reprogramming. Yeah, it's a whole process, a journey.
and the traps are things like numbing out.
Definitely. Numbing or bypassing using work, relationships, food, scrolling, whatever, anything to avoid feeling what you're actually feeling. The invitation is to process it, integrate it.
Okay, this all seems to connect to rewiring the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because knowing you have limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough or if I'm truly myself, people will leave, that's one thing. But how do you actually change them?
Right, and that's where the idea of rewiring comes in. It's grounded in neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, the brain changing itself.
Exactly. Think of those limiting beliefs as like deeply worn paths in your brain, like ruts in a road.
Yeah.
But the amazing thing is your brain can literally change. It can build new paths. So every time you catch that inner critic
Uh-huh.
and you consciously choose a different thought or maybe take a different action, you're essentially paving a new highway in your brain, a stronger one eventually.
Wow. Okay. And Weiss gives practical ways to do this.
Yeah, she does. Like, first just noticing, catching that inner critic, then actively replacing the false stories, visualizing your highest self. And this is the kicker. Acting as if you already are that version.
Acting as if. That sounds powerful. Maybe a bit fake it till you make it.
Kind of, but it's deeper. It ties into another one of her really powerful points. You don't build self-esteem by feeling better about yourself. You build it by doing esteemable things.
Ah, okay. So it's not about positive thinking alone. It's about action.
Precisely. Transformation isn't just thinking differently, it's living differently, step by step, doing things that build that sense of self-worth from the inside out.
And a huge part of living differently seems to be letting go of the past. That's a major theme, right? How we try to become someone new without releasing the old identity.
Absolutely. It's like trying to pour new wine into an old full bottle. It just doesn't work.
So what does letting go really mean here? It's not just forgetting, is it?
No, it's not about pretending things didn't happen. It's more about releasing the charge around them, releasing guilt, releasing shame, allowing yourself to maybe grieve the versions of you that you've outgrown.
Grieving old selves. That's interesting.
Yeah, and letting go of the need to be liked by everyone or the need to be perfect or always feel in control. Waste puts it so well. You are not a victim of your past. You are the architect of your future.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
It's a challenge, really, to stop defining ourselves by the hurts, the traumas.
And instead, define yourself by your resilience, your ability to heal and rebuild, your rebirth, essentially.
So how does this look day to day, this path to becoming your highest self?
Well, that's the thing. It's not usually one big dramatic moment. It's more about a series of micro decisions repeated daily.
Micro decisions, small things.
Tiny shifts, consistently made. That's what builds momentum.
Okay, so what does that highest self actually look like, according to Wiest? What are the traits?
She outlines a few key shifts. Choosing self-responsibility instead of blaming others or circumstances. Choosing courage even when it's uncomfortable rather than just sticking to comfort. Choosing authenticity over constantly seeking approval. And choosing purpose, what truly matters to you, over chasing some impossible standard of perfection.
Right. Purpose over perfection. I like that.
And maybe the most profound part is this. Your highest self isn't something out there you have to strive to achieve. It's something you remember.
Remember.
Yeah, like that core essence of you already exists. The work is about clearing away the clutter, the fear, the old patterns, the limiting beliefs that's currently obscuring it. It's a process of uncovering, not building from scratch.
Wow. Okay, so let's circle back to that main metaphor then. The mountain is you. You are not the way of your healing. You are the way.
It's such a powerful paradox, isn't it? When you stop trying to avoid the mountain, stop seeing it as this external thing blocking you.
Yeah.
And instead, you choose to climb it, you realize it was never there to stop you, it was actually there to grow you. Those breakdowns you experience, often they're breakthroughs just waiting to happen.
Breakthroughs in disguise.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the main takeaways from this deep dive into the mountain is you, especially thinking about the challenges you brought up initially.
Okay, 6 key things. First, self-sabotage. It's misguided protection, not a character flaw. You're not broken.
Right. Huge mindset shift.
Second, you've got to identify and start healing the core wounds underneath the patterns. Go deeper than the symptom.
Okay. Third.
Third, emotional intelligence, listening to your feelings and being present. Those are your superpowers. Use them.
Don't run from the feelings. Got it. Fourth.
Fourth, letting go isn't giving up. It's actually making space for the person you're becoming.
Making space.
Nice.
Fifth.
Fifth, small, consistent changes, those micro decisions, they add up to radical transformation over time. Don't discount the small steps.
Absolutely. And the final one.
And finally, maybe most importantly, you are your own mountain. And guess what? You are strong enough to climb it.
You're strong enough to climb. Love that.
Mhm.
Okay, so for our final thought for you to consider, thinking about all this, what's just one esteemable thing, as Wiest calls it, or one micro decision that you could maybe commit to doing differently today? Something that aligns with that highest self we talked about.
Maybe, like you suggested earlier, it's as simple as acknowledging that feeling of anxiety when it comes up, not as a sign to stop, but just as a messenger, just noticing it.
Just noticing. That could be the first step on the climb.